big question is what's happening on the consumer side? And as many of you would retort, plenty. It's a bit confusing. It's all over the place. Because of the sheer pace of shifts that I think some of our speakers have already talked about, the consumer is almost like a constantly moving target, and you have to sort of keep moving in tandem with that. So our next speaker breaks it down succinctly, and he outlines the big trends in terms of the way that consumer approach with specific reference to retail will change in the future. He's a man who's had a very illustrious career spanning 31 years, including leadership stints with marquee brands like Coca-Cola and organizations like Unilever. He brings on board a very unique and rare combination of deep-rooted consumer insights from old economy, and he marries that in terms of the new economy. Across internet, mobile ecosystem, he's managed to scale businesses. He is currently the MD and Chairman of Get It Info Services. They own and operate Ask Me and Ask Me Bazaar. He's also brought together the merger of Get It and Infomedia, and he is leading the path towards creation of India's largest online platform, both for SME research and for the marketplace in terms of his two products, Ask Me and Ask Me Bazaar. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I welcome on stage Mr. Sanjeev Gupta, who's Chairman and Managing Director of Get It Info Services, AskMe.com and AskMeBazaar.com. Trends that will change the way the consumer shops in the future.
Good morning. It's always a pleasure being here at the IRF. IRF is now 12 years old. I have certainly been coming to the IRF and watched it change from the time when malls were being built at a feverish pace. I think there was not a nook or corner in the country where a mall was not being built, to the time when no mall was being built, to the time when the Lehman era happened and there was depression, to the time of pre-online, to today where everybody has got digital somewhere on his mind. And as the lady said, I'm an old man, so I've seen consumers change and evolve over the last 31 years of my life across FMCG, soaps and detergents, across beverages, across telecom, across media, across entertainment. But I think it is absolutely fair to say that the pace and quantum of change in consumer behavior and consumer trends in the last couple of years or the last 2 or 3 years is absolutely mind-boggling. And what is expected or predicted or forecast for the next 1 year or even the next 1 month is even more mind-boggling. So hold on to your seats. What I'm going to show you is a video which a telecom company made in 1995. What does the future hold? So a telecom company called Orange in 1995 made a video which predicted the future.
In the future, you won't change what you say, just how you say it. In the future, we'll think it strange the voices ever travelled down wires. In the future, no one will be tied down. And in the future, the skies will be clearer, because the world of communications will be wire-free. Don't worry. The future's bright. The future's orange.
So if I was to paraphrase that, yes, the future is bright and the future is mobile. The person who made this ad in 1995 certainly predicted that mobile will have a tremendous effect on communication. But they certainly would not have foreseen the absolutely overwhelming effect it will have on retail and shopping. So when Amitabh Taneja asked me to speak about the future of trends, I said, I have absolutely no clue, because I discover things every day, something new. So what I'm going to try and do is give you my very simple take on what to expect in the next 1 year or 2 years. Beyond that, I don't think anybody in this room or this country or this world would know. Yes, the future of shopping, according to me, is undeniably mobile. In the next couple of years, there are going to be 700 million or more people on the internet, mostly through mobile. And those further enabled by 3 trends: rising disposable income, favorable demographics, which is the Indian population is youngest in the world, and third, the percentage of women working women rising in the workforce, is all going to ensure that the mobile has an overwhelming influence on shopping. Whether that influence is you transacting on the mobile, whether that influence is you searching for information on the mobile and then going and buying that product offline, whether that use is the delivery boy and the seller using their mobiles to get the orders seamlessly and then delivering it to the consumer, and now latest, whether you're paying for your purchases offline or online through the mobile. So the mobile is already having a huge effect, from transactions to information to delivery to payments, and that is only going to grow. So what do I mean by future of shopping is mobile? Before I delve into that, I think it's important to see why more and more people are shifting their shopping decisions onto the mobile. According to me, there are 3 very simple ones. Undeniable convenience. I can shop anytime, anywhere, in my office, during my lunch break, sleeping on my bed, eating breakfast. I don't have to go to a physical store. Okay? The second one is knowledge and variety. I want to know more and more about the product I am buying, so it's there on the internet. Even if I buy offline, I am doing my research online. A lot of variety is available to me. I can go from site to site. I can go from product to product. The variety is immense. And third, of course, is since online is supposed to have theoretically lower cost structures, the discounts or cheaper prices available to me. But is it fair that we leave the consumer deep dive only up to here? According to me, the biggest thing which is changing, in which the mobile is changing the world, is how people use mobiles. So according to me, the shopping experience is very, very different when a guy is on a Wi-Fi versus network. The shopping experience is very, very different when somebody is using the web or the mobile. And now in mobile, it is very different when you're using 2G, 3G, and 4G. They're distinct experiences. Unlike a physical store where a guy walks in and there is only one storefront, these are distinct merchandising experiences. The tier 1 town user has very different needs from a tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 user. During day parts, the same user behaves very differently. So what am I leading up to? That from mass marketing, when I was a kid, all you did was put a television spot on Doordarshan and felt happy about it, to segmented marketing. Today, it is getting down to individual personalized marketing. Each mobile screen is different. I have to pass on a different message to you versus the person who's got a different shopping need or interest from you. So very much the marketing is shifting from mass to personalized. To add more complexity, you can have heavy shoppers on the net, you can have light shoppers. Their behavior is completely different. You can have new internet users, you can have experienced internet users. So how are we going to tackle this increasing complexity, this personalization, etc., etc.? According to me, 5 major trends are emerging, which a lot of even online retailers have not begun to catch on. First is that instead of one storefront, there can be theoretically 700 million storefronts. Each storefront for me is personalized differently from the one created for Amitabh Taneja based on our past history, based on our profile, based on our interests. Okay? That Storefront changes during the day. So what I show during the morning, what I show during afternoon, what I show during the evening is completely different. What I show during weekend and what I show during the weekday is completely different. So technology and data, large amounts of data manipulated easily by technology is going to determine success of you being able to do personalized marketing. Secondly, there was this big thing about online is not a social experience. We Indians love to go shopping together with our friends, with our family. That's changing. Today, a Flipkart is adding a ping service so you can chat and exchange. In China, people shop on WeChat all the time while they're chatting with their friends, while they're having coffee with their friends. So shopping online is becoming and will become more and more of a social experience. You will be able to exchange, you will be able to comment, you will be able to share with family, friends, like-minded people, etc., etc. Consumers want informed shopping. Content was king, and content is going to be king in the shopping industry. People want to see blogs, they want to see vlogs, they want to see celebrity reviews, they want to see UGC reviews. I think one of my friends before who came to me said people want to see what the other guy said. That influences their purchase. Experiential features, okay? Today, augmented reality, virtual reality is coming in. Today, there's a magic mirror which lets you see on the mobile how that clothes will look on you. It lets you see how a chair will look in your living room. It lets you see how that shoe will look on your foot. More and more of these near-life experiences will keep coming in over the next 2 years. And more trends will be crowdsourced. It is no longer somebody sitting in a room and saying, okay, these are the trends. Trends will be shorter. They will no longer be 4 seasons. It will be fast fashion, fast gadgets, fast trends, because consumers will be demanding those trends. I just want to put these 2 questions up. A lot of brands say, oh, mobile, oh, let's make an app, and our mobile problems are solved. That's a very naive and simplistic way of looking at things. Unless you've thought out your entire consumer, how he's coming, what is the flows within your app, what is the merchandising you're doing, how are you enabling conversions, your app will be a dud app. It'll be a failed app. Similarly, by just saying, oh, I've got a new feature in my app, it is at best at par with the industry, doesn't make your app or your mobile shopper an automatic success. It is an end-to-end DNA change, according to me, that these 5 things, which is personalized, intelligent shopping driven by data, not driven only by creative, which is crowdsourced, which is content-driven, which is social, which has got experiential features, will drive the success of offline retailers and online retailers, because all these 5 will determine the differentiation you will create with a consumer. The second revolution is the last mile revolution. Okay? Earlier, the last mile was the consumer came to your store. Today, more and more, you are going to the consumer. You are going with a traditional model, which is I call the national delivery model, through the logistics service providers. So you will, there are the FedExes, the Blue Darts, the deliveries, who will help you deliver the last mile. But this model is already getting old, okay? And this model is also evolving. Everybody is now talking of the hyperlocal city model, where in the hyperlocal city model, you can send fridge in Delhi to fridge in Delhi, a washing machine in Bombay to a washing machine in Bombay, a AC in Bangalore to an AC in Bangalore. You don't have to transport it across the length and breadth of the country. So that is ensuring that a lot of categories which were still offline are very rapidly coming online. There is the shorthead model. It's very, the way to pick up and deliver from large aggregators in the national delivery model is very different from picking up from the guy who gets 1 order a day sitting in Agra. Okay, those models again are evolving. There is now the grocery model, which is the hyper-local locality model. There is no sense of sending groceries from Thane to Kolaba. Colaba has to be delivered in Colaba. So that's the hyper-local locality model. So see how the model is evolving from national to hyper-local city to hyper-local locality. Other models, the B2B wholesale market in India is thriving. It's waiting for online disruption. I see more and more people doing B2B transactions online. I spoke about long-tail model, services model. Remember, all this is being enabled by technology and mobile. This is all that when the order comes on somebody's site, that gets automatically and seamlessly transferred through a seller app onto the seller's mobile. He accepts it, and it flows through its normal path to the mobile of the delivery boy. So the thing is completely tracked. More and more money is going into the back-end technology to ensure a very robust infrastructure. So offline retailers should not think that over the next couple of years, there are categories which will not go online, because there are enough smart boys out of IIT and coming out, sitting in Bangalore, who are developing more and more tech-enabled solutions to deliver every difficult category. You already know that Mr. Bezos is trying out drones, so maybe drones will come. So all I'm saying is that the distribution model is evolving as fast or faster than the consumer, because consumer demands that he gets a fridge next day within his city, doesn't want to wait, then there's a distribution model evolved. Consumer wants convenience of grocery in his own house, he gets it. And conventional wisdom doesn't work. I have sat in IRF 10 years ago when people said Indians will not buy apparel online. Look how the market has changed. I have sat 3 years ago in other forums where people said, oh, Indians will never buy grocery online because there is the neighborhood kirana, he loves them, they'll have a great relationship. The three big things are convenience, knowledge, pricing. Okay? So what does it mean? What does this distribution revolution mean? I think first, large categories which are still offline are going online or will go online very rapidly. Grocery, I think the next set of PE money is going very heavily into grocery to build that up. 65% of offline retail in India is grocery. That is a huge market waiting for disruption through convenience. Furniture, which is always heavy and bulky, is now going through the hyper-local model, etc., etc. Personal care, many more. And with the online advent, small brands, new brands are able to launch cheaper, quicker, faster. One of the speakers before me spoke of Xiaomi, which without any physical infrastructure, selling 2 million pieces in a day. How did they do it? Through online. Okay? So more and more brands will be coming and will be getting launched versus earlier, because earlier you had to have a physical infrastructure, you needed lots of investment into distribution. Now you don't need it. And the third revolution, according to me, which is how fundamentally shopping behavior is changing, is that the payment revolution is here. More and more people are using the mobile wallet to pay for everything online. They're paying for eating in a restaurant, they're paying for using a spa and salon, they're paying for a hotel, they were paying for a taxi, they're paying for buying a shirt online. And what does this do? It converts a faceless cash consumer whom you know nothing about into a guy whom you know everything about. And that consumer is demanding more and more for the payment he's doing. He wants loyalty, he wants rewards, he wants CRM. So there is a huge data which is available to you to sell to this consumer and bring him on to you. So end to end, the mobile is affecting your consumer, which is buying decisions or transactions, the distribution revolution, and payment. Okay? I think it's absolutely, everybody will agree with me that the biggest retail ecosystems are being built for the next decade, and there are going to be new winners. Okay? There are these young, hungry boys sitting in Bangalore. You know, as I travel, I see guys who are 20, 25 years old, straight out of IIT, who are all working on retail inefficiencies and bringing out tech-enabled solutions. They could be the next winner, whether they are in distribution or mobile payments, etc., etc. So traditional retailers really need to look at these trends and embrace them rather than pay lip service to them. For example, Amazon, not Macy's, not Nordstrom, is supposed to be, by 2016 or 2017, is going to be the biggest fashion retailer in the US. Okay? Because they understood and harnessed the power of online and mobile. Okay? We, in ASME, are taking baby steps. We make a lot of mistakes, but we are also trying to build an ecosystem, whether it's a services marketplace, whether it's a national delivery model, whether it's a hyperlocal food model, a city model, a locality model, a furniture model, and a payment, soon to come out payment model. So more and more people will build ecosystems, because the ecosystems will bring the network effect. Thanks, and I wish you all the best for the next 2 days at the IRF. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you for that. I think there was a lot of material there, especially for the online retail community.